Yo, 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 hit 'em high, hit 'em low. Welcome to the Noble Just Ball podcast. It is the captain, your boy Nick Hughes, alongside Alex Delgado, Brandon Brito. How's it going, gentlemen?
What's going on?
How's it going? Congrats to Alex.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
as you could see, we were on hiatus last week. It's a company policy that if somebody pops out a kid, we all go on paternity leave. So, Alex, congrats on baby Onyx.
Thank you.
Look at
Here's the
that.
little slugger. He says what
Oh
it do.
yeah, look at that. That's a healthy kid.
I want to hear his baseball hot takes. He's gonna have some good ones.
I was gonna say for sure.
He will.
Absolutely. So yeah, guys, I mean, I don't know that anything major has happened in the last 2 weeks.
So what's baseball now, right?
So oh wait, no. What are we talking about? Baseball's back and it's better than ever. Hey now, baseball's back. Hell yeah. Let's go. I mean, CBA gets done, finalized. We'll start there. Then we got some frenzy to cover. It has not really taken off the way people have thought, but we'll start with the CBA stuff. So get right into it. Brandon, you want to kick us off because I know you had a lot on this. So anywhere you want to lead in here.
Yeah, man. I mean, to start, definitely happy baseball's back. The hot stove is starting to, they're taking off the ice and chilling off the ice. I guess that's why it's going a little slow.
Oh, for sure. It's a low simmer.
It has to be. But no, I just wanted to talk about the CBA for our fans watching. A lot of intricate details they're talking about, a lot of things that I feel like major changes, and then a lot of changes that are not talked about, but are actually like very much so influential. To start, let's all talk about it. The DL coming to both sides, AL and NL. It's gonna be
huge. It's gonna be huge.
I feel like this is heartbreaking for every baseball fan over 45.
Yeah, I'm a little heartbroken too, though, because like the way the pitching was in the National League was a lot different than American League. That's why when a lot of pitchers were crossing over, they had a tough time because you are going to pitch differently in the American League than you did in the National League.
Well, yeah, but you're pitching different because now you got to massage your way through a lineup that actually features 9.
Yes, now both leagues will have similar pitching styles.
Yeah. So
for the NL was a little more off speed because you had to mix it in there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's also like you have those pitchers who like unfortunately can't rake like they used to, like minus Shohei. Like you have people like DeGrom, he could rake if he wanted to. Syndergaard, and now they're just.
I was gonna say, what you can always get to a situation where like, all right, you go extras. Like DeGrom pitched yesterday, so he's not gonna pitch for a little bit. We're in extras. Screw it, throw him in for a pinch hit appearance if you're feeling lucky. I don't know. Like I don't know.
That are like 0.2% that would ever happen. just gotta throw that out there.
The Astros were pinch running Greinke in the World Series. Like
they had no option. like
he was pinch running for their catcher. That's like insane.
Yeah, everyone else was already used. That's why.
Like you say where did
not entertaining at all. This is not happening.
Like, all right, ready? The day it happens during the season and we get a random pitcher pinch hitting or pinch running, you guys are chugging a beer on camera.
I'll shotgun one. I'll take that bet.
Keep it simple.
And if they don't, then you're chugging 2 beers on camera for both of us because 2.
Oh hell yeah, I'll Steve Austin it.
Yeah, no, full Steve Austin it. Like
absolutely.
I need to get drenched.
Absolutely, no other possible.
And it has to be Budweiser.
Of course.
And you're really gonna. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Not a sponsor.
I'm just kidding. You could go Coors Light.
In case they decide to sponsor this, I don't want to speak ill, but is not my beverage of choice. Unless they pay me to have it be my beverage of choice. This way, in that case, we can figure it out.
Oh yeah. But to end it all, unfortunately, that hashtag pitchers who rake, we're not gonna see it anymore.
Nope.
A couple more things. The expanded playoffs is going to be pretty dope. It's going to be 12 teams. It's going to be a lot more. What's up?
I'm a little hesitant on it, but I like it better than 14.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have a sub 500 team trying to get. I know, right? 14 people is ridiculous. Maybe if they had more teams, but they don't. So I think 12 is probably the max. Can't go farther than that unless you expand.
Yeah. I think the reason 14 could have worked would have very much been about I think the only way they would have been able to pull that off is you have to then give such a heavy advantage to the team that is, the division winners, if you will.
Yeah.
Like you go, the only way, even 12, I don't love the new formatting. I think it should be more of a play-in similar to like what the NBA does. Like almost play-in tournament into the playoffs. Because I'm sorry, what are we looking at from last year? The Phillies and the Padres would have made it. The Phillies,
for a three-game series too. That's the crazy part.
So the Phillies have a chance to knock off the 100+ win Giants last year, and it's like they're hot at the right time or just have a good 3 days. Like, you don't want to see that.
No,
Yeah.
No.
Like, I'd be so upset.
Not to mention the worst team out of the 4 divisions is now playing in this wild card round of 3 games. So it's like, okay, I won my division, but just joking, I made it. I'm losing in the first round to a team that shouldn't even be here. Like, what's going on now?
And that's the thing is, I feel like this makes sense. And not for nothing, it's just the way the 2 leagues have played. This makes sense in an American league where last year you had 4 teams in the AL East finish above 90 wins.
Yeah.
What was it? And the Blue Jays missed the playoffs. A couple years ago, you have the Oakland A's finish, 97 win season or something like that, something stupid, and miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, it's in that case, I get it. But if that's the case, and, it's something I think we've touched on, maybe briefly before is, all right, DH is everywhere now. What's the point of the leagues? What's the point of the divisions? Go, top 14 if that's the case, or top 12. It's just, I think it's a weird one in what you guys are talking about, bringing in a team who's sub 500, a team who really didn't take that 162 as serious as they should have. Like,
yeah,
it's annoying. But I mean, what are you gonna do? Like at this point, it's like the older. You saw how they were acting. I think Alex's newborn son Onyx was acting a little bit more mature than how the owners.
I mean, that's why you bargain. You bargain in good faith, in which the owners did not.
Yeah,
no, at all. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, we could jump on to something else, is the idea of this international draft.
Ooh,
that's going to be an interesting, and it's not set in stone. Thankfully, they moved it, which is what got the deal done and got us having baseball in April. But how do you guys feel about
that? I mean, let's say like a lot of these guys that are coming out of Japan, right? They're perennial all-stars in Japan. They're breaking records in Japan, and they're not going to get a chance to decide like what team they go to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that. For me, I look at it more of sort of, and it's a crazy thing because you don't realize it until it sort of gets brought to the spotlight. And it was the pre-recorded call with David Ortiz that sort of got leaked to the media the day of the negotiations. And essentially, they're talking about in places like Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Mexico, where they have these camps for players and stuff, and these kids are coming in at 14, 15, and baseball is a top 3 export. Like that is what they do. It's so integral to the communities to have like these pro teams have their their full facilities and everything like that. These camps in these countries. It's such a huge part of like the economics there, where it's like, okay, if I am, let's say the Seattle Mariners just built a $5 million facility in the Dominican Republic, and they're saying, all right, I'm going to bring in these 14, 15, 16-year-old kids, like groom them. And now I don't have the first step in signing them. Instead, I have to worry about, the Orioles didn't do too great this year. Like they can take this kid right that I've developed now from like, what's the incentive for me to pour my money in? And if I could just take them whenever, like it's, I don't love this for the players. I'm going to be honest.
No, I don't like this for the players either.
To piggyback off of it too, it's like it's kind of similar to your point, Alex. It's like, all right, well, now you're kind of even segregating and taking apart. Like, okay, so we're gonna have a draft here for people in America, but they're gonna have an international draft for everybody else. It's like, well, I know you want to get the best out of the best, but like you got to put some like pressure on the teams to make that decision. Like it's not fair to be like, okay, I'm gonna double dip on both sides, get the best starting pitcher here, the best center fielder over there, and now I'm just saying pretty well. That makes the strong get stronger, and then the kids don't have their decision there. It's not right.
Honestly, when it comes to July 25th on them voting on this, I actually I think this might not get voted in.
Yeah.
I really hope not, but like I can see where the owners see it, where they don't have to like Nick, they don't have to pour the monies in on a business end. Yeah. Now Seattle just saved $5 million that they could have put towards another pitcher or something.
I unfortunately think this is going to be one of those things that does eventually come into play. I hope at the very least, there's a plan in place.
Yeah.
Because again, this has like a human impact beyond just the game.
Yeah. I mean, I bet you'll see it like how the NBA has. I mean, they would draft some of the pro European players and they don't show up for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's a reach, because what I'm saying is, they're pouring this in and they're putting forth the effort to woo parents and kids, and they're spending monies to better the communities around these ballparks. They're opening up jobs there. It's so much of a it's so much infrastructure for their economy that if you pull the plug on that, now you create like a vacuum where all of this money that was getting pumped in is gone.
Yep.
And on top of it, you create a weird situation. And I don't remember quite where I was. I think I might have been listening to it on another podcast or on MLB Network, somewhere where somebody was talking. And it was the interesting idea of, all right, what happens then if sort of agents, these scouting agencies and stuff, put their facilities in place, and that creates a different issue, different power struggle, where now, they're sort of bogarting talent and very much dictating the flow of this. It is not the best system by any means right now. Anytime you're, handing us 15, 16, 17-year-old $5 million and saying like, we're going to take care of you forever, despite the fact that you have no education, that is never a good thing.
Or any financial skills, how to manage that money properly.
None of it.
Talk about the fact that the owners also are trying to do what they do and slide in the fact that okay, well now we'll do that, and then we don't lose a draft pick for compensation if we tag a player. You guys are just trying to get the best of both worlds here. That you
exactly. It's absurd. It's insane, and it's one of those as much as I'm going to be honest, and we're Yankee fans, we're Mets fans, we're among the teams who ultimately the players on those teams voted not to sign this new CBA. I'm going to be honest, I'm not terribly opposed to them having held that longer.
Yeah.
Because not for nothing, they're trying to rectify a system that was very much erring towards the side of, the ownership for the league. And even with the changes that have been in place, no matter what, we're going to have a situation where the owners are going to rig it in their favor. They're going to find
Onyx had a lot to say about it too, man.
Onyx is not thrilled, man.
No, he's not. He doesn't like this international draft, man. Really, really messes with his flow.
I hear you, man. And this is the world he was born into. That is insane.
I know.
First thing he's heard.
I think they were waiting for Onyx before they signed the CBA.
No, they wanted his takes on it.
My man Onyx was born into the world to bring back baseball.
Love it. All right, that's all I'll take up for that. I mean,
there's other stuff in there and stuff, with the finances, players getting paid earlier. I think there's some interesting stuff also in regards to the service time. Major League Baseball doing something that I don't think anybody could have ever foreseen them doing, and admitting that
I got one more thing I want to talk about. I am not a fan of this new Steve Cohen. I just want to put that out there right now. That is ridiculous. It makes no sense.
The Steve Cohen tax.
Let DS do what he does.
The original Hale Steinbrenner tax.
Yeah, exactly.
What I will say is, not for nothing, I think that has to be the ultimate power trip for Steve Cohen.
Of course.
You showed up instilled that much. And like, we could do a whole podcast just on Steve Cohen and how much he has screwed ownership of every other team in the last like year.
He literally, and then he sat here. I was watching an interview today. He had me laughing because he was like, well, they were asking him, like, well, what do you think about the new Steve Cohen tax? He's like, well, I mean, I guess it's better than them naming a bridge after me. I don't know.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, the man is going to have a lasting impact on the game, despite the fact that he's been here at like less than.
Yeah, man, like you guys said, learn from Hal Steinbrenner. That's fine with me.
George Steinbrenner, my bad. Baby's expecting me. No, Hale needs to do something though.
Absolutely. I was gonna say we can transition right there, jump into because I got MLB Network on my screen right now, and I got Meredith Marakovich talking about the state of the New York Yankees and the shortstop situation. And I mean, we can start there before going to happy with your New York Mets, Brandon.
Oh, you have no idea. I could talk about that. But yeah, what's up with that, dude? What are you guys gonna do now?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm worried about one very specific situation. And my fear stems from the fact that I think everyone is waiting out the Freddie Freeman market before anything else happens. And the issue is, if that is the case,
be hungry. Just say
Freddie Freeman, or the Yankees are the only team linked to Freddie Freeman who are also actively seeking a shortstop. So in a situation where you're waiting to see what happens with Freddie Freeman, you're going to see a situation where a guy like a Carlos Correa or Trevor Story might get a really good offer elsewhere and be off the board, and Gio Urshela is your starting company.
Yep.
That'll be different.
Me and Nick were tweeting about this. Also, very worried about the center field situation. Tim LaCastro reported a camp.
Yeah,
Tim LaCastro, major signing.
Very, very scared. He will be our center fielder.
That's gonna be. It's gonna be.
Brett. Brett's not coming back.
I don't think Brett's coming back.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm really worried about Brian Cashman because he hasn't even announced Brett yet. Like, that's the one given, and you haven't even done that part yet. Like, this man's not okay.
No.
This man's holed up in a hotel somewhere, like, not knowing that we're done with the lockout.
Like, no, the way Yankees report stuff is ridiculous because, like, I saw the whole man's, like, on the field because, like, me and Nick were arguing. Nick's like, no, he's not a Yankee. I'm like, bro, I literally just saw a video of him, like, throwing at the Yankee camp. Like, what do you mean?
So here's the confusing part. The Yankees DFA'd this man, same time they DFA'd Tyler Wade, Clint Frazier, Andrew Velasquez. Dodgers pick him up off waivers for nothing. So he's a Dodger for the entire, like, lockout. I guess they released him, like, the day the lockout ended, and the Yankees re-signed him now to a major league deal. I don't understand. Why did we DFA him? I don't understand.
Honestly, that's a W for him.
Money-wise, that's why.
Like, I'm not understanding how this worked out. Like, this is really insane to me. I'm just doing my quick little Twitter scroll real quick, just in case anything crazy is happening. Brandon, this is a good time for you to segue into the New York Mets.
Oh yeah, baby. I could talk about them for days. For anyone who doesn't know, we got, our pitching rotation is still a little in shambles. We solidified other positions. Mad Max came in after, dominating the owners, getting somewhat what he wants. So he said, we need more guys like him, stand-up character guys. Mm-hmm. So my man BDS went out there with his new friend, Billy Epler, and and he went and he got Chris Bassett of the Oakland A's. Not going to lie.
Wait a minute. Guys, I'm sorry. I got to stop. We have a Yankees first baseman signing.
No way. Who is it? Freeman?
It's Ronald Guzman.
Yes.
To a minor league deal. Cashman's alive and well.
Yeah.
Clap it up, guys.
Yeah.
We're in business, baby.
Yes.
I think he's like Steve Cohen. He forgot how to use Twitter.
I was going to say, wait, Brandon, take us back. What does BDS stand for?
We got some children in the room.
Yeah, no, it's a fun one. It's a wild one. It's supposed to be a school night, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know, but hey, we let's just say Steve is really big on his art, and he's big on swinging some things around and making things happen. You
Man
can
is
make
well endowed in more ways than one.
but
My
yeah,
thing is, for what the Mets gave up for Brissett, like
That's
the
so-
Yankees easily could have done that. You know what I'm saying?
no, I agree. I'm not, and for what it's worth, I'm not too happy on it. That's what I was getting in before. I'm not too excited about what we gave up, knowing that we need to fix our prospect pool. Olaire, I think, was possibly gonna make an appearance second half of the season as a relief pitcher. Fine, I guess I'm cool with it. He was a player of the year within the organization, but I'll take it. JT Jin could go either way, just because he's coming back from Tommy John. So I kind of understand, but he's our top 6 prospect. Like it's not. But I mean, we're getting Chris Bassett, a guy who was the number 1 for the A's, is now going to be our number 3 guy behind DeGrom and Scherzer in that order, hopefully, but you never know. And then, I mean, Cookie may return to form. Taiwan may have first half ability for the whole season this year. And then, we got some good options.
You guys have depth. You have very nice depth.
So here's a fun game to play. Brandon, you're biased, but I'll let you take a swing at this anyway. With all the pitching moves that we've seen now in the offseason, do the Mets have the best rotation in baseball?
Hands down. I'm biased to say it, but hands down. Our top 3's ERA will blow any other top 3's ERA out of the water. And then we have 2 guys who, if they don't have injury issues, I mean, Cookie Carrasco, he's a god amongst men just by pitching past leukemia. So that should say it all. But if he takes his Indians form, he's going to be amazing. Taiwan Walker just needs to learn how to maintain that first half ability, which he made his first All-Star appearance. Need I say more?
Well, he's down bad already this year. Taiwan Walker is. I saw
He injured?
his golf clubs got sent to the wrong place on the way down to Florida.
Shout out for the golf clubs.
That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking stuff, man. When you're a pitcher showing up to spring training, you're there to throw a little bit and then go play golf.
Come on. No, I think
it's not.
I think they do have. I mean, who's the competition there?
Well, now that we've seen sort of what's shaking out, I think the San Francisco Giants have to be in the equation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Logan Webb just signed Carlos Rodon. You have Alex Wood.
They lost
Cueto,
though. Oh, huh? Cueto's not. They don't have Cueto anymore. You don't know.
No, Cueto and Gossman are gone.
Yeah.
But you have DeSclafani's there.
DeSclafani's there, yep.
And who's their 5? I'm 5 off the top.
I don't think they have one yet because
they have a couple people.
They have somebody good as their 5. I'm losing it off the top of my head. Tyler Beede. Then you go to Toronto, where Kevin Gossman signed. You have he's not even their ace. You got Jose Barrios, Kevin Gossman, Hyunjin Ryu. You have Alek Manoah, and then they signed as their 5th starter, Yusei Kikuchi.
Yeah,
a guy who would have walked onto the Yankees or Mets realistically and been your 3rd guy is now a 5th starter in Toronto.
Yeah, I'm mad. We need. That's one thing we need: bullpen and in the starter to get a lot more.
I know. I hate talking about the Mets too. I hate talking about the Mets too. I know.
Onyx is gonna come with me opening day, baby. So good luck, trying.
And that's Jeez, this is. See, and then I look at it and I go, all right. Now you look around the league now. I had very specific opinions on where these guys were ending up. I said, there's no way Friedman's leaving the Braves. No way. The heart in me just said, no.
And it's
not looking great.
No.
I said Correa to the Cubs, and they pulled the most Yankee move ever inside Andrelton Simmons.
Bro, can I just talk about Yankee Twitter for a second? On the signing of Alderson Simmons. We lost another shortstop. Oh, there we go. But before this, you're all like, oh, we're going to fucking end up with this guy. It's going to suck. Oh, my God. But now you're booing that you didn't sign him. Like, stick to one side of the fence. You know what I'm saying?
I think
Like,
the hysteria.
the most annoying thing about me is like this Twitter hysteria of MLB because there is no other coverage right now.
Yeah,
MLB
no,
Network's kind of shitty. Sorry, but they are on this coverage right now.
I will say, I think the hysteria is more fixated around the fact that, truth be told, like it's very difficult at the moment for fans to reconcile in their heads that all of the shortstop options are disappearing in front of them.
Yeah.
Like, it's just going away very quickly. Like,
You guys are training.
thought a Correa or a Story would sign first. You thought that would be the first move out. Oh, we're all like, shouts out to owner, or more specifically front offices, for being good guys apparently, and not what's the word the NBA throws around all the time?
Tampering.
Tampering. They weren't tampering. Whole time weren't tampering. We expected, all right, doors are gonna open 7 p.m. What was it, Thursday? Oh, the doors are gonna fly open, all the trades, all the free agents. They really weren't. They all went on vacation, actually.
First dude signed was from Japan. I mean, he was not Japanese, but
Drew Verhagen.
Yes.
Drew Verhagen with the big signing. The first guy after the lockout hasn't played in Major League Baseball since 2019. You gotta love it.
Speaking of Japan, though, if we want to make a quick pit stop here, where are we thinking this Sioku? Is that how you pronounce it?
Seiya Suzuki.
Seiya Suzuki.
Seiya Suzuki.
Where do you think he's going?
I had him to the Giants.
Okay.
I was really big on that.
Yeah.
I think the Mariners are in play.
What
I think the Angels could be in play because the other big thing is Joe Madden was discussing it earlier today, was talking about Mike Trout and potentially moving him off center field. You know, they already have a Japanese superstar in Shohei Ohtani, somebody who can, there's the geographic, there's crossover in the time zones with Japan and California. Like it makes sense.
The Padres are putting in a big effort right now to get him.
Yep, I can see the Padres. Padres are hurting a little bit. They're trying to make some cap room right now. They're trying to get rid of those terrible contracts with Will Myers and Eric Hosmer.
Yeah.
I saw something on Twitter about the Yankees should consider Hosmer, and I agreed if it was 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get him a decade ago.
And plus, there's no plus side in that. Like he's after this season, he could possibly even be
Yeah. It's a weird one. Seiya Suzuki, I think he's going to end up on the West Coast. There are teams on the East who would be a fit. I could see the Phillies, plugging him in center between a guy like Bryce Harper and I don't know, Rhys Hoskins at first, but who's in the left for the Phillies right now?
Oh, it was McCutchen.
Yeah.
It was McCutchen, but he's a free agent. He's going back to the Pirates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a free agent, but I have him retirement tour with the Pirates.
I could see that. Yeah. Yu Darvish was the guy I was talking about on the Padres before. I was like, why can I?
Oh, yeah. So that's the thing is, there's the market.
I gotta say, okay.
Huh?
And the other never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Bad brain.
Yeah, no. So
I'm fine with it too. I am perfectly fine with that. Have him, Starling Marte, Brandon Nimmo in the outfield. I'll take it.
Ooh, here's one for you. Somebody who has been grossly overlooked, I think, truthfully. Former Met, Michael Conforto. And I think it's almost a universal, like, he's not a Met anymore.
Yeah, everybody. I think,
I have a very specific idea of where he's going in my head, and actually it's switched to 2 now. But where do you got him, Brandon?
Honestly, because it's Michael Conforto, and I could see it being a spiteful thing, I could see Zach Wheeler chirping in his ear and him heading over to Philly. Just being like, hey, like, I came over here, I dominated, I play the Mets all the time, and they hate me for it.
That's not bad.
Like, everyone over here, they think you're out. Let's show them something. I mean, I personally would hate it, but,
I also have him in division going to the Nationals.
That's not bad.
You move Juan Soto back to his more natural left field, Conforto and right, and then you have the speedy young guy up the middle. I always forget his name. the center fielder for the Nationals.
Yeah, they're talking about
I don't know.
the Cuban kid.
Is he Cuban? Maybe he's Cuban. That
Yeah.
might make sense.
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking it up right now because I don't know.
He's a hell of a glove.
Victor Robles. Wait, what about Victor Robles though?
Yeah, Victor Robles.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about.
That's what I'm saying. He's up the middle. Hell of a glove, speedy guy. Then you have Soto in left, Conforto in right. I like that a lot. Or this is what I was thinking. Pujols has been linked a lot back to the Cardinals as a DH, but I could see Conforto going there. They need a left-handed bat. Conforto is a good glove, but you can sort of spell time in the outfield. I say good glove, but you could spell time in the outfield with the young kid that came alive last year, Carlson, Harrison Bader. You got it. It's the most redeemable part of his game. You got to take in the outfield, and then in left you got Tyler O'Neill, where you could sort of
tier it,
sort of
four outfielder kind of thing.
Yeah, essentially, rotate him into DH and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, he's gone, in my opinion. I mean, good luck to you. You played the game, and unfortunately, you lost. You should have. Thankfully for us, he didn't sign that deal last year. He didn't even talk with us, and now, thanks to his amazing agent, he's not anywhere.
I think Confronto actually, if he doesn't stay in a NL East team, I actually think he might end up on the Brewers.
That's actually not a bad.
The Brewers are kind of in on Schwarber. They want another lefty bat in the outfield.
That makes sense. I actually do like that.
They just traded Jackie Bradley Jr. back to the Red Sox, so
yeah, that's true.
They got Renfroe in right.
Yeah,
but then you would still do this sort of DH platoon thing with Yelich. Yeah, that makes sense.
You would platoon, you'd let Yelich, but also you would. I mean, Renfroe's not bad, but I would DH him. He has an arm. That's pretty much it. I mean, tracking a ball, he really has a hard time doing. I would almost trust Stanton in the outfield more than Renfroe. I mean, he shouldn't have won that Gold Glove. I'm sorry. He had a couple good throws. You stole that from Aaron Judge. I don't care. Aaron Judge deserved that Gold Glove that year, not fucking Renfroe.
Fair enough. Alex has very strong opinions on it.
I even think Joey Gallo deserved it.
What is Gallo still a Yankee? Or is he
yeah, he reports the camp.
Yeah, technically speaking, he is still a Yankee. He is the Yankee that Yankee fans seem to be least excited for at the moment.
No, I'm not excited until 2023. That's when he'll bat 400.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous with this stupid shift thing. It's like the NFL. It's like taking away two high safeties. Come on.
Yeah, we didn't even touch on the no more shift.
There were just so many things in the CBA.
Oh, wait a minute. No more shift. The fluctuating trade deadline.
Yeah.
And now Manfred at the start of each July gets to dictate when the trade deadline will take place in the range of July 28th to August 3rd.
That's ridiculous. Absolutely.
What else was there? There was something else that was.
Can we really touch on this whole no shift thing? Because that really grinded my gears.
Huge. It grinds my gears completely.
It's annoying. I mean, granted, on one hand, you have certain players who will now bat amazing again. I'm looking at Jeff McNeil now, or honestly, whatchamacallit, we were just talking about him from the Yankees. Joey Gallo. He's very much so can put back into relevancy as well, because it's gonna pack.
Yeah.
I will say is Joey Gallo.
He was crying on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't like him.
I will say not for nothing. I don't think this is going to impact Joey Gallo all that much. You have to hit the ball to be able to hit it into a shift. Not for nothing. The man only strikes out, walks, or hits a home run. There's literally no other.
What's up, dude?
I've seen Joey Gallo hit a ground ball to second base 10 times in my life. His ground ball rate is my high school GPA. It's not great.
It's insane. I don't blame him.
It's bad.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be interesting. Like I was saying, people like McNeil, who I think between that and him and Francois Lindor's argument about the squirrel, I think that may have him up for the year. So maybe he's back to a good headspace and some good therapists are helping him out. Love you, McNeil, but let's get this going now. Come on.
Speaking of it, all right, ready? Because we didn't get to do this with you. All right. So Javi Baez, thoughts? And I'm just gonna leave that open there.
All right. Well, the obvious thumbs down thing. Let's be honest. I mean, take it. It is what it is. It's distasteful, As you got fans helping pay your salary, wanting to see you do well. When you do bad, we're gonna call you up for doing bad. Don't be sensitive about it. What do you want me to say? I mean, at the end of the day, fans can be very harsh, and I agree. But at the same time, it's like, come on, dude. Like, we come to see and watch you play well. You lackadaisical. You're swinging at stuff that like bounced 4 times before it even came to the plate. Like, come on, little leaguers. That's little league stuff. You can't do that. But at the same time, I think he definitely brought a nice little spark to the team. I think that it was good that we brought him in because we had just signed what is now our franchise guy in Lindor. So it was a favor to him and showed good faith kind of thing. I didn't want him back on the Mets. If we didn't get anybody else, I would have been fine with it. But I think he's good in Detroit purgatory. Just thinking about his actions.
Oh man, see, this was the heartbreaking thing for me. I had this like pre-planned in my head when the Mets went out and got Javier Baez. So I had this really in my head. I said, you know what? At the start of next season, the Mets infield is going to be second base Javier Baez, shortstop Francisco Lindor, third base Carlos Correa. I had it laid out. They were going.
That was floating around.
I really, really, really thought you guys were going Team Puerto Rico, like World Baseball Classic 2017.
We're gonna have Pete Alonso coming out wearing the Puerto Rican flag as
absolutely. And like in my head, I'm thinking like, oh wait, Eddie Rosario's a free agent too. He's gonna be your left fielder. That just makes sense. What is it? Who else? Oh, Roberto Perez. Like I was like, oh, that's gonna be the catcher. That just make like all of this is just lining up so quickly.
Dude, it would have been funny stuff, let me tell you. But I mean, at the end of the day, hey, like Correa still can come. Honestly, I personally want them to sign Villar. Villar is intentionally not signing deals to come back to the Mets.
I get it. I thought Villar would have been a perfect fit for the White Sox. They picked up Josh Harrison just now to play second base. I would have liked Jonathan Villar there just as like I feel like he deserves the opportunity to be an everyday player again.
Of course.
Like, I think he's a very talented guy. Defensively, can play multiple positions, like ridiculously fast.
Which you would never think by looking at him, but that man.
Yeah, no, he's like a short, stocky dude. Like the man is built like a catcher, but moves like a free safety. It makes no sense.
But I think he's a good stopgap for Mauricio. To come up. Like I think he would be good to come back. So you hear it here first. He's coming back.
Ooh, okay. I like that. All right. And then another team we haven't quite discussed, but was technically in the news for the wrong reasons in our hiatus, the Miami Marlins.
I wanted to talk about that. How do you feel about that whole Jeter stuff?
I think as a fan of what the players are about, what the players were doing, everything like that, I think that's like a huge deal for, the ex-player owner to come out and say, like, this franchise is not committed to winning. They don't want to spend the money to be great. They're the thing that everyone's bitching about. Like, everyone's upset about the thing, owners not spending money. Like, I thought that was a big deal. Like, that for me was, that's props kind of thing. Now, I would like to see Derek Jeter still have a role in baseball. Yeah. I think there's a weird realization that we have to have as baseball fans when you think about like who is the most popular baseball player in the world 5 years after his retirement, it still might be Derek Jeter.
Honestly, I'll give it to you. I mean,
what is it? 8 years after his retirement now. My bad.
He has to be given the Jordan treatment. I'll give that to you.
Like, I feel like there has to be a role for him, ideally with the Yankees, but I don't know what that role is for the Yankees. You have that sort of battery already, as much as Yankee fans can't stand it, of the Steinbrenners and Cashman. But again, weird one. I saw it in my head. I was telling Alex the other day, I really, really, really can see the fit of Jeter finding a home in Queens
I was gonna say,
with an owner who wants to win, is willing to spend the money, and Jeter has proven he has the baseball acumen and the mindset. Look at the roster he built of young players in Miami with no budget.
yeah, that was impressive. I looked at that. I'm like, wow, Trevor Rogers, Alcantara. I'm like, this team is insane.
Like he built a beautifully executed starting rotation. They have to be in the conversation for best rotation in baseball. That has to be in it.
They're like a pest because they're so young, so they're gonna be around.
And I was going to say, with the exception of Alcantara, who just got the extension, even technically he's still in his arbitration years. Like they're all still pre-free agents.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have a potential where three guys between Rogers, Alcantara, Lopez could all theoretically be Cy Young candidates in any given year.
It's nuts. I commend him for what he's doing.
So I was gonna say, I look at it and I say, like, all right, given the finances where, go out and have a good time on the Mets, like, here's my open book, like,
Hey man,
I can see him, even though Epler just got the job, I can see him getting pushed out by a Derek Jeter returning to New York thing.
no. I mean, I would love it, but I think they have their sights set on a certain. We're not going to talk about it. I guess it's taboo. We're not even allowed to have a meeting with the guy. So I think they have their sights set on a president of baseball ops to come in. So I think Epler's here to stay for a little while. I really think he's going back to you guys. What's up?
Ooh, Epler?
No, not Epler. I think Jeter's going back.
Jeter.
And I think
I don't know. The alternative in my
Ashman.
The alternative in my head is he's just gonna go like help a different ownership group buy a different franchise like the Rockies or something and just completely rebuild that instead now. He's just gonna do the thing that I do on MLB The Show, and you just like hit the reset button with a franchise and like rebuild it from scratch. Then once you feel like you've done it, go do it with a different franchise.
And just like I'm just gonna bounce around, just collecting rings as I go. No,
Exactly.
I see with Cashman, this is my dark horse. I see with Cashman not doing too great now. Everyone's murmuring, everyone's complaining. I see them low key being like, "Hey, remember me? I'm there," and kind of, not.
I get it, but it's the hard thing is, welcome back, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I had to take care of some things.
It's all good. Father of four now. I mean, he got things going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to turn the TV off and scare the shit out of them. Yeah,
Not
fun.
I will say I'm very happy our
Like,
call did not pick that up.
So what are your thoughts on the whole Jeter thing, Alex?
Oh, what about keeping his integrity and telling the owners to go fuck themselves? I love it.
There it is. Look at that. You can tell the kids are in bed now.
No,
too.
actually, I did a lot of diving into this, and I found out that over the 5 years, Jeter's ownership stake should have increased, and it never did. It only stood at 4% at the end of his 5 year, close to the end of his 5 year contract. Never increased ever. And then I'm assuming these negotiations with all the other owners and him not really having a say for the Marlins, I think really pissed him off.
That's a good point. I actually didn't think of that. That makes a lot of sense too.
That's what I think. And he was trying to, he did almost build close to a winning season. So, he was making moves. He was trying to make moves. Now, I don't think Miami's going to go after these free agents that we, discussed.
So, you ready? Here's the thing. We were just talking about Jeter and stuff, all the things that he had planned, what he was looking to do. One guy that the Marlins were very much linked to was Miami native Nick Castellanos, the rare I grew up a Marlins fan. And I mean very rare. Especially considering how old he is. I didn't think the Marlins were around for most of his life. But anyway, moving past that, I just look at it and I go, okay, that was an easy, this makes sense. This is a need. He wants to be there. What is standing in the way? Oh, turns out it's the fact that they didn't want to spend the money on him. So where is Nick Castellanos going? Here's my question to you guys. We talked about the DH market earlier.
Yeah.
We could talk about Nelson Cruz. We were talking about Michael Conforto. Kyle Schwarber was mentioned earlier. What is the DH market in the NL? And how because I have a theory now that these are going to be the last guys to get signed because the market is just going to keep ballooning until, I say Nick Castellanos is probably that top, like definitely a DH guy.
Yeah.
Schwarber's maybe, not a great defender by any means, but
honestly, I would rather have Castellanos in the outfield than Schwarber.
But I was going to say Schwarber, the alternative for Schwarber,
can play first,
especially in a very specific setting, which I have him going back to the Red Sox to play first base or whatever. But in a very specific thing, Schwarber can fit different molds. Castellanos is either a corner outfielder or he's your DH.
Yeah,
and I think he balloons and balloons until Castellanos is the first one to pop. And when he pops, he goes. Brandon, what you got for me?
I don't know, man. It's hard. If he's going to the NL, I could. Oh man, he's gonna go to a team that's just gonna throw him the bag, I think. But I don't really know. Hopefully, not in our division. I could honestly even see him going with that bat to the Dodgers. The Dodgers lost a lot of people. A lot of big.
Actually, in a no Freeman situation.
Yeah, but me and Nick were talking about the Dodgers. Dodgers were in on Nelson Cruz.
Yeah.
For the DH spot. Yep.
See, but I like Nelson Cruz better for the Padres, where he can be that, like, stable,
what he did in Tampa.
Yeah, like where he's that stable veteran presence. And don't get me wrong, they have the Hosmer, they have the Will Myers, who they're out to get rid of. But what I was going to say is specifically, though, for Reddy, a young Hispanic core, guys who haven't been there, can look up to a guy who's still doing it at, what is Nelson Cruz now, like
44, I think now.
Yeah, give or take
62. Who knows, man?
He's up there.
Good for him. I wish.
That man is collecting Social Security. But he's a guy who's been there. He's still doing it. Like that's somebody for that roster. I think, like, beyond just the numbers on the field, I can see the Padres paying for that leadership element. I feel like that's
42.
Turning 43 in July 1st.
All right, I wasn't terribly off of 55.
Yeah. But no, I actually, depending on how the Chris Bryant cycle goes, if Chris Bryant doesn't land in San Francisco, I could see San Francisco trying to pull for Castellanos if they can, if he's not off the board yet.
Yeah, I can see it. Well, no, because aren't they came out and said they want to do the DH by committee kind of deal where it's not going to be one guy, it's going to be here's the thing.
You can plug him in the corner outfield, out and left over there, out and right.
I guess.
If you want to take I could even plug him in at third, but no one wants to do that. But
he wasn't bad with the Tigers. He wasn't bad. I mean, there's better than Miguel Sano.
I'm gonna be honest, Brandon. You're not gonna like to hear this. No matter what, I have Castellanos in the NL East.
It sucks.
And not with you.
Or the Phillies. The Phillies are literally the team that wants to beat us for no reason, and it makes no sense.
Yeah, they have a very specific hatred.
Nah, the Phillies are trying to go back to 08, 09. That's what Phillies trying to do.
Ryan Howard slinging it.
Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Jimmy Rollins.
Yep.
Speaking of guys who are on that team, Alex, we're talking about this the other day. Cole Hamels is trying to make another comeback. And I firmly believe he's going to be on the Phillies again.
Yeah, I think he could be coming out the bullpen. If the Dodgers signed him last year trying to get something out of him.
Yeah, the Phillies don't have a rotation though, so he will be in the rotation. Phillies have Wheeler, Nola, Ranger Suarez has to choose between being a starter or a reliever, and then there is nobody.
Yeah, that's also true.
That's the problem. Keep everybody out of that.
Like, give me 2 beers and I can go pitch for the Phillies tomorrow. Like, I could easily be their 4th starter. What?
Correa and the Astros are re-engaging right now in conversations.
I can see them giving him a 3-year high 3-year deal.
I don't love that, but I don't hate it as much as what I thought was going to happen. Amen. I was telling Brandon before we got going here with Correa, I was really worried that the Red Sox were 2 in play, and we just didn't know about it.
Can we talk about? We didn't speak about this, but how do you guys feel about that Twins trade for Tyler Mahle?
Oh no! They got Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray and Fuentes.
Yeah, How do you guys feel?
I mean,
He's their ace right now. But,
yeah, that's the unfortunate part of that is yes, Sonny,
but
their ace.
I like me and Nick were talking about this. I could see him making a play for like you said Cueto. I'm thinking Greinke. They do have a little money to throw. Greinke hasn't been really talked about right now, returning to the Astros.
Yeah, he's not going. Houston, like, not for nothing. And we'll do. I think our next couple of episodes are going to be like divisional breakdowns. Has a very good team. Like, if Correa leaves, they still have a very good team. And like, we've gotten very caught up. I think every baseball fan in the world has gotten caught up with like the Rangers are doing stuff, Mariners are doing stuff, Angels are doing stuff, Oakland's blowing it up. But still, like, we got so caught up with the rest of the division that we forgot, like, no, there's a reason this team has been at the top for that long.
Yeah.
But,
Absolutely.
I mean, they did develop a very healthy farm system.
By tanking.
They did.
Years.
that's very true. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Minnesota is in a weird spot of I don't know what they're trying to do anymore.
Well, now with this 12-team format, they could, if they bounce back offensively, I think they can do it. They just need the pitching.
I think you have to jump a number of teams, though. That's the hard part. Is even in a like you got to. All right, so there's 6 teams coming out of the American League. You got your 3 division winners. Then you have to off rip just compete with 3 other AL East teams that didn't make it as the 3 division winners.
I don't think Tampa's going to win 90 games this year. I'm just saying, I don't think Tampa's going to win 90 games this year.
I have said that for each of the last 4.
Yeah, I know. But this is now me saying it, though. Because I didn't say that the last 4 years.
As a Yankee fan, I want you to be right. I mean,
it's going to be high 80s. Don't get me wrong.
But I'm also the Yankee who a little bit ago said, not for nothing, if Gio Urshela is our starting shortstop on opening day for not injury-related reasons, we're the 4th seed AL East.
Yeah, I could see that too. I'm
Yeah,
not saying Yankees are
so,
not.
I'm just saying. So for Tampa to take that
the
slide,
Yankees could win 80 games, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Like, this is not like. I'm so sorry, Brandon. You're very no. You're. I mean, the NL East is competitive. The AL East is different. The AL East is.
It's the old.
I miss when it was just us or the Red Sox, and you knew like whoever didn't win the division was going to be the wild card. Like, I miss those days.
I do. Because we didn't win in those days either, really.
No, but still, like, I knew we were going to be there. Like, that was enough for me.
We were really just there. And then one double gave us our 2009. So, like, I don't know what the... I don't know, man.
I miss those days where at least I did not feel like I had to hold my breath on opening day.
I am holding my breath on opening day.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm miserable.
Like Castro will be in center field because fucking Hicks rolled an ankle or something.
I am feeling for you guys.
And Luke Voigt's at first.
See, here's the thing, Mets fans, like, you guys are in a different spectrum right now where like you're just so high on life for the first time. Like, you're feeling what we have felt for like the last. I don't know, when did Steinbrenner buy the team in the 70s, 60s?
The table turned literally immensely.
So much.
And it's the best feeling in the world to watch Yankees fans squirm because, hey, you want some tissues? We'll make you feel a little better. That's the best it can be. I don't know what you're trying to say. Come over to the dark side.
It's fine. I mean, little brother also has to beat big brother every once in a while. It's just, it's just how it rolls. That's karma. Little brother, they could come up and try to win a game here and there.
It took a pandemic to, turn.
I was going to say, we're going to have to revisit this specific conversation at the end of the year when the Mets fall apart midway through the season again. And the Yankees have won another 100 games and we don't understand how.
Yes. Not letting that happen. He'll do a whole team. He'll pull a LeBron and trade his entire team mid-season and then we'll make it to the playoffs. We're good. Minus zero.
I firmly believe it. But gentlemen, this has been incredible. I've had so much fun doing this. Any closing messages for the folks at home?
You want to do the he just balled?
Oh yeah, we didn't even do a wow. And look at you.
Hey,
Hit
I was
it.
waiting for it.
Extension.
Yeah, wait a minute. You are right. All right. You know what, Brandon? Just for that, you can take the you can call bull. We'll start there.
He gets his choice. What does he want?
Word. Actually, you know what? Yeah. What do you want to? You want to shout someone out, or do you want
Yeah,
to?
you want to call ball or you want to call bull?
Honestly, I called the ball last time, so I'll call bull.
Go ahead.
At the end of the day, I think it's I'm gonna call bull on the owners. This is my last time I could probably do it.
Oh no, well, there's gonna be like 7 more episodes of this.
Yeah, we'll find a way.
It's ridiculous that they, did stuff like, okay, we're about to get an agreement, and let's just slide in the fact that you can no longer legally sue us and get that off the docket.
Oh
Or let's
God,
just
that
slide
was
in the concept of the international draft, or let's just slide in the concept that we're trying to get rid of draft picks. Like, come on, guys, let's stop being sneaky. Clearly, the players are educated people. You got people like Mad Max now leading the front, fighting for the younger guys, the next generation. This is a new day and age for baseball. I'm calling shit on the owners. They got to get
I
it.
feel you. I feel you. Just to touch on that point, just because like what they all a lot of all 30 MLB teams almost gave up 100 low A ballparks or teams. They just completely said we're not you're not affiliated with us anymore. Like they just lost over 100 affiliations.
Like, it makes no sense, dude.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm almost fascinated now. Like I've been doing this like for the last few days since the CBA got agreed to. Is like 5 years from now when the CBA opens again, and we're doing this and we're sitting here talking about like all the ways the players got screwed because of this CBA. And I'm trying to put it in my head now, like, I wonder what loopholes these guys are gonna find to really stick it to the players again.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's gonna happen.
they're going to find a way.
Word.
All right, Alex, you wanna
Yeah,
call
I'll call ball. I'll call ball. I'm gonna call ball on the Michigan Wolverines men's baseball team for putting up 12 runs in a fucking blizzard in Kentucky. Like, tip my cap to you, Michigan baseball.
You know what that tells you?
Future.
That tells you that, like, not for nothing, they're too accustomed to it.
Right? Like they're just straight daddy hacking out in a blizzard. I love it.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I was gonna toss out the idea of like, yo, we gotta do a live podcast, maybe from like a playoff game or something like that one day, like, really get into this and stuff. And now I'm just in my head thinking about going to Detroit, Michigan in October, and thinking to myself, I pray to God they stay bad forever, because that would be horrible. Can you imagine?
I can't. I live in Buffalo.
Or like, and here's another thing. Thank God spring training is just objectively in warm places. So the day we decide to do that, like, we don't have to contend with, like, again.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going to Toronto for this? Oh my God.
Well, they do play in a dome.
Yeah, but I'm sure
it'd be like going to Indianapolis to watch the combine.
That's fair. Fair. But yeah, gentlemen, it has been real. It has been nice. It has been real nice. We'll be back next week, and then we're gonna be on another brief hiatus.
Yes.
Because I have a wedding to kind of go do. But
you gotta go get married, sir. Congrats.
Yeah, I gotta go do that. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. And baseball's back.
Baseball's back, baby.
Yeah. We'll see.